What if I told you 61% of all sellers in Denver want to give you seller concessions to help you buy your house? Would you want to talk about it? I said, would you want to talk about it? Seller concessions are back. Seller concessions are back ski. So what does that mean? Over 61% of all homes sold on the market right now are offering seller concessions. What is seller concessions? Seller concessions is where you can ask for money back from the seller to help you buy your home. Seller concessions can be used in approximately two ways. There's some weird finessiness going on with a third way that you can use seller concessions. So I'm probably not going to say that. I might just allude to it later. So, I'm let you guys in on the secret. But the two main ways you can use seller concessions for your down payment, not for your down payment, for your closing costs when you buy a house, and then for your interest rate buy down. Those are the two ways that you can use it, pretty much. So seller concessions is like, let's say like I want to buy a home. The home is listed at $420,000, right? And I'm like, this home's been on the market like 30 days. No offers. What's going on? So the first step of what we typically do is we go, hey seller, why is this home on the market so long? Why is this not sold? And they'll say, potentially if there's nothing wrong with the house, they'll say, well, it's just been sitting. I think maybe we have it priced too high or this. And I'm like, all right, we're going to offer you $400 for it, right? Save some money. They might say, well, sure, but how about we meet in the middle and you buy it for $410? And I'll say, okay, how about we list it or like show that we're buying it for $420? We get $10,000 back in seller concessions. So you, the seller, is netting $410. My buyer's getting $10,000 towards their closing costs or interest rate buy down, and everybody's happy. We know the home will appraise for $420, right, based off of comparables and doing a lot of research. Because another situation you want to get into is actually getting a home that, where you negotiate $420 and the house doesn't appraise for $420. So now either your buyers are stuck with coming to the table with more money, or the sellers are stuck with having to net less money than they wanted. So that's something to very much consider. But the 61% of homes right now for sale that include a seller concession is nearly, and they're all averaging about $11,000 in concessions, which, like I said, the scenario that I had was $10,000. The average is $11,000, so we're right in the pocket. We're right in the pocket on that one. So that's a total reversal from last year, which they say it's a reversal from last year. And keep in mind, this is like the expert's opinion. I've been, for the last 3 years straight, have been negotiating seller concessions on every single one of my deals. It doesn't matter what they say that the market is. If you have an expert negotiator, expert realtor, and a loan officer, and myself, who knows all sides of it, you can get concessions for your buyers, no matter what the market's talking about. So I wouldn't just listen to that right away. But sellers are covering closing costs, repairs, and even buying down your interest rate. That's what they say, because they need buyers more than buyers need them. And I think that that's a fascinating kind of situation. People who are selling right now typically, and I guess if I'm going to throw a percentage on there, 70% have to sell, which means that they really want to move and start their next phase of their life. Some of them are behind in their mortgage. They have to sell. Some of them, there's a million different scenarios about why you have to sell, but typically sellers right now have to sell. And that's going to start loosening up over the time, because when you're looking at who has to sell, part of it is the metrics not counting the sellers who are waiting for a dramatic interest rate drop. And the experts say that's not coming. So what do we do? Eventually, the sellers who are like, okay, I'm ready to start the next phase of my life. I'm ready to buy my next investment property. I'm ready to do something. Then they're looking at a situation of like, okay, well, we know the interest rates are not going to change. We know they're not going to drop. So let's just get going on the next phase of what we're trying to do. And then that's where the next flood of homes on the market come. And hopefully they all look up and smell the roses at the same time for you buyers. Because if they drop if they drop their homes on the market all at the same time, that's the basic economics we were talking about, how if there's a lot of inventory and the demand is not maximizing towards that, prices go down. That's good for you buyers. Obviously, if you're a seller, do the complete opposite of that. I'm impartial We are about everybody winning. Is that right, B? Right. So this is how smart buyers win right now. Without overpaying or draining your savings, I can show you exactly how to structure this kind of deal. Set up your strategy call today. 720-447-1580. I'm here in Colorado. Let me help you out.